Happy Saturday, everybody. How's everybody doing so far? Ooh. Sorry, just gearing up. Hope everybody's having a good, solid Saturday morning / afternoon. Well, evening for some of you. That's for sure. Once we kind of get squared away. Apparently, yeah, that's a rumor going around. I mean, it's not, like, confirmed. It's just a rumor. So no speculation. But I do agree that if Galactus is coming to the MCU, dear God, don't make him a cloud. We don't need that again. Avengers King's Dynasty should open with a montage similar to Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, with other universes fighting against or reacting to Kang conquering their universe. That would be wild. I would be totally down for that. In the Rogers musical, one of the lines is, "The sky turns red," a reference to Crisis on Infinite Earths. I doubt it. I mean, because the Rogers musical is about the Battle of New York. So I don't think there's a connection there. I think that's just for flavor. Season 9 of The Flash. Any thoughts on how it will go down? I got nothing. I still don't think Barry's going to be alive by the end of it, or at least not in the way that we know it. But I'm very excited to see how they conclude it all and all the fun, familiar faces that we are going to be seeing. So let's do it. What's up, CBM? Morning, people? Oh, I read that as morning people. I was like, I definitely am not. But morning people. There you go. Gotcha. Nicole Johnson, welcome. I am back. This is my second stream back. We were back last weekend for the first time in like 3 months. Any thoughts on Spider-Man 2 game? And are there any villains not confirmed that you would like to see? For me, it would be either Tarantula or Chameleon, since the first game kind of had all of them. That is kind of true. I don't really know. I don't remember. I honestly can't remember everybody that made an appearance. Kurt was in it, but he wasn't the Lizard, right? Or am I wrong? Am I misremembering? It's been a while since I played it, and like I said, it was jam-packed with stuff. So if we had Kurt turn into the Lizard, I'd be down for that. But I don't know if he was confirmed. I also don't know, other than Venom, who's confirmed for Spider-Man 2. I haven't been paying attention to a lot of the news surrounding that, if there has been any. I feel like I've heard very little about the game outside of the trailers we've seen so far. Lizard's my favorite Spider-Man villain, so as long as we get like a 90s Lizard something, I would be totally happy with that. Outside of that, Hobgoblin would be fun. I think that's all I've got at the moment that hasn't been touched on. Night shift and Omni Media on a Saturday. Let's go. I hope it's a smooth sailing night for you, man. Hello, how are you? Do you have a good series that you can recommend? I mean, there's a lot. Vox Machina, which I'm obsessed with at the moment. If you're a fan of sitcoms or just period comedies, that 90s show was great. Especially if you're a fan of that 70s show. The X-Files, I will always recommend. Breaking Bad if you haven't seen it. Better Call Saul if you haven't seen it. Avatar: The Last Airbender if you haven't seen it. What else? Chernobyl if you want to have your soul crushed. I could go on and on. It just depends. I don't know what you've seen, so I could just list things forever. But I hope one of those, if you haven't seen it, those are some shows that I definitely love. What's up, Sean? What's up, Magic Mike? I stopped what I was doing I stopped what I was doing to be all up in your live stream, so you're welcome. Oh, you don't have to stop what you're doing. We're just chatting. You can listen. You can listen while you work. That's what I do most of the time. What's up, Helga? Good evening. Well, thank you. I hope your evening's going quite well so far. Red skies are almost always used for an ominous tone. Exactly. Red skies is a very common motif What's up, Ginger? Sorry, you're late. You're late. It's 5 minutes. How dare you? You were 2 minutes late when you posted that message. You weren't late. You were pretty much practically on time. I'm not one of those professors that's gonna lock the door once the clock hits 4. Keyleth now has mastered fire. She has become the Avatar. Yep. I couldn't help myself. I made so many Avatar references in that episode. But to be fair, the animation studio that animates Vox Machina is the same one that did Legend of Korra, so it makes sense. I'm not caught up, but does Barry still have to turn into a lightning bolt that gave him his powers? That hasn't happened yet, and there's a lot of people that don't want that to happen, but I'm one of those people that I feel like I would be okay with that being the end time. What's up, Saber? First time making it to the stream. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Still playing Breath of the Wild. I still need to finish it. But then again, I just started a replay of The Last of Us, and then the Dead Space remake came out, and I started that up. I still haven't played Pokemon Scarlet, which I bought a while back. I still haven't finished God of War Ragnarok. I have too many games and not enough time. I'm sad that Cobra Kai is ending at season 6, but I understand why. But I mean, where would they go after? Exactly. Like, after season 5, I was like, we really don't have much longer with this show, right? I don't know how they could extend this past the next season. So like, it's a natural conclusion, and I'm glad that even though I want to stay with these characters, I don't want them to, like, start to hit like this peak and then a decline, wear out their welcome, stay longer than they need to. So I'm excited to see how they go, and what they do and how they bring it to a close. And give me Julie freaking Pierce, please. What's up, Larson? I'm doing all right. Got some errands to run here later, but okay so far. The morning's fresh for me. They greenlit season 2 of The Last of Us quick, but it's nice to know. Yeah, I've seen a couple of opinions about it being too soon, considering that season 2 will be the second game, which in the world of the games is a pretty solid amount of time that just passes in between. But we had years, like 8 years or something like that, between The Last of Us 1 and Part 2. Right? Almost 7, maybe? I can't remember exactly, but quite a while. But I've seen some people talk about how like it feels like it's too quick to just jump into season 2. We haven't lived with these characters too long. I was like, technically, if you remove the gameplay or truncate it, this season will be longer than the game, the first game at least. So it's kind of actually more time. But I get the sentiment, because there's not that gap where we live where all we have is Joel and Ellie and all this stuff for like 8 years, and it's crazy. That maybe is the feeling that I think is being felt, but I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. I thoroughly enjoyed your reactions to that 90s show. I'm glad a lot of people seem to really be enjoying it. I only saw like a handful of negative comments, just about the show itself, but it's to be expected. I mean, some people, it's just not going to be for them. Some people are going to unfairly compare it to the original. Some people are going to make comparisons that don't make sense, and then there's the people that are just like, this is too woke for me. And those are the ones I don't understand, because technically there was more agendas pushed in the original show, to be fair, if you want to go back and look at that. Anyway, I loved it. I really thoroughly loved it. And I'm glad that the response was overwhelmingly positive. What's up, Ron? How can I contact you privately? You can always try Instagram, or pop in the Discord or something like that. I mean, depends on what it's about. But I try to keep an open mind. I can't check everybody's messages because they just kind of flood in sometimes, but it is the curse of social media, man. Lizard wasn't in the first one, but he was teased in the post-credits for Spider-Man Miles Morales. It'd be cool to see him in the game. Awesome. Hell yes. I've had this theory that Barry might die at the end of the season 9 since season 5. Cool. I mean, all I've been saying is, like, I personally wouldn't mind if the series ended with him becoming the lightning bolt that strikes him in the beginning. Because that's one of the things that they do with him in the comics until they reset time and bring him back again. As they do. Good series to recommend: Vox Machina, Doom Patrol for adult humor, violence, Young Justice, PG-13, Mandalorian, Boba, Spectacular Spider-Man. I could second all of those, except I've never seen the Spectacular Spider-Man, unfortunately. What's up, Samurai? 2 minutes is basically on time. As a South African, that sounds like you were what you call the American dream. I want to know what is going on with Grogu. With Grogu's mom? Don't know anything about his parents. And so many of the teachers close the door when I'm a minute late. So annoying. Will I react to the movie The Dead Zone? If it gets suggested and if it wins a poll. Or if randomly something comes up that really gives me an itch to watch it. I don't know what it is, though. Never heard of it. So I'd have to look into that too. Unless you're talking about Dragon Ball Z Dead Zone or Dragon Ball Dead Zone. I've seen that Dead Zone. I've seen that Dead Zone a lot. Also failed my mission to say hello, Wisconsin, in every premiere. I'm sorry. Thanks for the good content. I was thinking about making some kind of weird sign-off involving the Wisconsin line for like the ending or the opening, but I just felt like it was a little too cringy for me, or I just couldn't get the delivery right. So I just never did it. Maybe like because at the end of videos, like the Star Wars stuff, I just say, may the Force be with you. It's easy enough. I love like having like a special sign off, and like the Cobra Kai ones, it's Cobra Kai never dies. So this one, I was kind of like, should I just like be like goodbye Wisconsin or some shit like that? But I don't know. I never felt confident enough in doing it. Last time I was in one of your live streams was like 3 months ago. That was the last time. Well, other than last Saturday, that was the last time we had one. What is going on with Grog and the Demon Sword? Well, the Demon Sword is trying to manipulate him into feeding it blood. I mean, that's all it exists. It exists to consume blood. And it's every time it has a wielder. Before it had Silas, who had no problem going out and feasting on blood, because Silas himself being a vampire, he also needed blood. So they kind of had this symbiotic relationship that really worked. Grog is not an undead vampire, so like he also doesn't consume blood. However, he's a brute. He is a barbarian fighter. So like, you know, he goes out there, he's going to chop off some heads, but he himself doesn't have that bloodlust to continuously murder. So now he's just kind of being manipulated by this thing that's trying to convince him to now murder his friends. Or anybody near him. It's crazy. It's fun though. It's fun. How's my favorite person doing today? I am doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm feeling pretty good, surprisingly enough. Hope you're doing well, man. Sad to see Cobra Kai end, but don't want to see it the story get dragged out. Exactly. There's no Julie Pierce, we riot. And I don't understand the hatred that she gets. Man, I really don't, because I know there's always some, not all the time, I haven't seen it here recently, but when I was doing the reaction videos, anytime, like to the episodes, anytime I mentioned Julie, there would be at least one comment that would be like, keep Julie Pierce out of this shit, or whatever, and I'm like, no! She's part of the universe. So far, that's the only movie that has not been referenced at all. What would be interesting is if we're going to the Sekai Taikai, if we go there and we're introduced to her, she's on the East Coast. So like, what if her daughter or somebody she's trained is in the Sekai Taikai, and that's how they meet? She's there as the coach for her student, and that's how Daniel and her meet for the first time. Because it's still surprising to me that maybe I would have to imagine over the years in between before Miyagi passed away, they would have had to have met each other once. But I want to see it. Man, suggest me some very good thriller action TV series. Thriller or action? I mean, what would they? I don't even know. It's a good action TV series. I mean, hell, some of the ones I mentioned are action, especially like Vox Machina. But I wouldn't say a thriller. I don't know. I don't know that I'll watch too much what would be qualified as thriller. I mean, shit, I could list off a bunch of superhero shit to quell your action TV series, but aside from that, I don't know if I got anything up your alley there that's not. I don't know. I really don't know. What's your hype level for The Mandalorian? Who do you think will rule Mandalore at the end of the series? I doubt it will be Din in the end. I don't think he's going to be content sitting on the throne in the end. But I would be totally okay with Din. Because right now, it's just like, the big thing is just putting Din Djarin on a big-ass banner right now. And I feel like that's eventually going to, like, not be where he ends up. Because it just seems so foreshadowed. I feel like I'm starting to doubt that that's going to be the case. Because before, if you had asked me in Season 2, I would have been, it's going to be Din. He's going to be Mandalore. But now I'm just like, I don't know. But my hype level is, I'd probably say like an 8 or a 9 right now. What's up, Sketch? After the season is done, your internet is better. It would be nice to get a live stream for The Last of Us replay to where the season leaves off some discussions of both. Yeah, that would be really fun to do. It's just, yeah, the thing is the internet. The internet. Right now, it's only stable enough for me to do this. I haven't tested it with a game at this lower bit rate. I could try. I mean, even now, we've still lost some frames at this rate. So if I tried to play a game, it would be very, very cruddy. Which is still ridiculous, and I still don't understand what the problem is. But it is what it is. I can't do anything about it until they fix it, or I move. Fine, if you don't want me in the live stream, I'll go away. Just joking. You heard me. You heard me. Listening is being here. Did I play the Last of Us games? Yes, I've played them both. I actually have my full Last of Us Part 2 playthrough on the channel. Yeah, I've played both games. What are you hoping for The Mandalorian Season 3? Just a shit ton of Mandalorians and give me more Mandalorian lore. Give me the Mandalorian, if you will. I want some lore, the history. I want more juicy stuff about Mandalore and their culture. Tar Vizsla, more than likely, is what we're going to get. But let's take it farther back. I'm still itching to hear them talk about their conflict with the Jedi. And I'm praying one day we'll get a Revan mention in one of these shows at some point. I mean, hell, he's the main reason their society collapsed in the like a long time ago, man. What's up, Ragu? Hope you're nice and saucy. Best thriller TV shows you watch, and what can you recommend? Bates Motel. Does that count? Hannibal is phenomenal, but I don't know again if that qualifies as thriller because it's kind of more of like a detective thing. I guess that's a thriller. Hannibal is it's one of my favorite shows, period, but I'd go Hannibal probably. Oh, I was wondering if you have seen Southpaw just now that you're reacting to the Rocky movies. I have not seen a single boxing themed film until Rocky, until we just started 3 weeks ago this Rocky journey. This is the first time I catch one of these. What's up, Marloves? Welcome. If you got any questions, throw it in here. We don't have any like set topics. So just dive in if there's any questions you got, and I'll try to get to you. Seeing as Titans and Doom Patrol is ending with Season 4 of Titans worth watching? Is Titans worth watching? Doom Patrol, I will still say, is a yes. Titans, if you've not started it, if you're not already invested, I don't feel that the series offers anything that you have to see. So I would say, even though I've enjoyed season 3, it's better than the first 2 seasons, and so far season 4, still not great, is still better than the first 2 seasons. I don't think I could recommend Titans to somebody who hasn't already invested time into the show. If I hadn't already started Titans and continued out of like morbid curiosity, I wouldn't still be watching it. You gonna watch Bumblebee? I think I'm going to one of these days. I think maybe like the closer we get to shit, what's it called? The new one, whatever one, with the beasts, with the Beast Wars. Rise of the Beasts? What is it called? I don't remember. Anyway, that one. Whenever we get closer to that one, since it's in this rebooted timeline, I think I might actually watch Bumblebee finally. A lot of snapping happening right here. Any thoughts on watching that 70s show just for fun? Oh, I do it all the time. Funny thing enough, it was like, I've seen some people like, what again, the comments, talking about the comparison of that 90s show to that 70s show. And man, I watched the pilot for that 70s show. It is rough. Like, it's just, it just confirmed my suspicion that a lot of people have these rose-colored glasses on when they're looking back into the 8 years they spent growing up with these characters that they've learned to love over time, and whose actors built this chemistry over 8 years, versus this group of teenagers who got together for this 10-episode little season here just recently. That chemistry just doesn't automatically happen. When it does, it's rare. But, my lord, like, it's a little rough. But yeah, I love it. I watch that 70s show and Friends are 2 shows that... Actually, there's a couple shows. Like, that 70s show, Friends, and Breaking Bad, it's a weird combination, are 3 shows that I usually watch start to finish at least once a year. So yeah, I love it. Just wanted to pop in and say, I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're able to find some me time. Saw your post about people pressuring you to get content out. We must protect you at all costs. It's all right. I was not in a good mood, especially that night, because I was up until 8 in the morning already, because YouTube kept blocking the episode I was trying to post. So like, it's frustrating, man. Especially with that 70s show, or that 90s show. Damn it, that's the first time I fucked up on camera about what I'm calling it. But like, they were so insane about blocking it. And it's hard to jump around that like, cause like how tight the show already is at a 22-minute time limit. To climb that down to 10 minutes is already difficult, because that's half of the show pretty much. Like with a series, like if it's like with Last of Us, like this last episode, it was there's a lot of stuff to choose from because it's a little bit longer. With this, you're like, what can I cut out without making this video like 10 seconds long? And it's just also it's so tight, so it's hard to trim it down. And they were so strict that I had to like cut out some stuff I didn't want to cut out, and it was annoying as hell, man. There was one, I can't remember, I think it was episode 5, it was 4 or 5, that I spent 12 hours, and I think 8 or 9 different versions of that highlight reel for YouTube before one was finally able to go public. So yeah, that's why I do, and that's why I like one a day. Even one a day sometimes can be stressful, because like if shit like that happens, it really puts a wrench into your timeline. Whew. You know, Yoda and Yaddle are Grogu's parents. I mean, process of elimination. Yeah, probably. That would make sense. Saw you watch Rocky 4. You know, the director's cut last year on the Dead Zone. It's a Stephen King adaptation of one of my favorite books. It's very good. I haven't heard of that one from Stephen King. I'll have to look into it. I feel like I've seen most of Stephen King's stuff. I feel like a few of the ones that I haven't seen yet. I haven't seen Salem's Lot, but I've seen like reviews for some of them. And I haven't seen Stand By Me. I haven't watched that yet. But yeah, I'll probably watch the Rocky IV Director's Cut in my own time. What are legendary tense action series for you? I mean, I know of some that probably exist, like maybe like Jack Reacher or something like that, but I've never watched it. Or Reacher, rather. I've heard that fits that mold, but I don't know that I've... Legendary tense action series. I mean, I know a lot of legendary tense action films. Series, though, I have no idea off the top of my head what technically qualifies as that. Because in my brain right now, the only thing I can think of is Daredevil and Arrow. Finally watched the final episode of Stargirl. It wasn't terrible, kind of confusing and cheesy, but good. Yeah, it was all right. It was okay. Did you see Wakanda Forever in theaters? I did. And did you plan on saving that first time reaction for us? No. More big stuff like that, I'm always going to go to a theater. I know I could probably get a lot of views and subscribers and money if I waited and did a lot of the Marvel reactions, but I'm impatient as all hell. Avoiding spoilers is not something that's easy to do. It's already stressful enough with leaks and stuff like that. I don't know how I could survive like with the movie out in the wild and waiting for it to drop on Disney Plus. Even if I know it would be good for the channel. I just have to see these things in theaters, man. I think it's crazy. What's up, Caters? Welcome back. Yes, we are back. We are back in business, at least for this. That is for sure. What's up, J Molds? Just wondering what movies you're excited for this year, since there's a ton. Many are featuring some of my favorite actors. Super hyped for Scream. Can't wait to see my boy Josh. My boss Josh. Yeah, Scream. Josh Segarra. I don't know if that's the Josh you're talking about, but Josh Segarra being in Scream 6 has me super excited. On top of that, Hayden Panettiere coming back as Kirby. Yes. I'm really excited for Scream 6. I was lukewarm on Scream 5. The trailers for Scream 6 has me super excited. Aside from that, I'm really looking forward to Oppenheimer. I'm really looking forward to Ant-Man, Guardians 3, The Marvels, Aquaman 2. What are some other ones that are coming out this year? Those are the only ones leaping off on my brain at the moment. I know there's more, but why am I blanking? The new Transformers I'm really excited for, because that is my Transformers they're finally dabbling into. I grew up with Beast Wars, which it's hard as hell to go back and watch now, but my God, when I was a kid, I ate that shit up. Aside from that, I don't know. Shazam 2, thank you. There was just a trailer this week and I already forgot about it. But I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, shit, duh. Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Why? I completely forgot my most anticipated movie of the year. That one. That's the movie I'm looking forward to the most, oddly enough. More than any Marvel movie, more than any DC movie, I'm looking forward to that goofy ass Dungeons and Dragons movie. Oh. What are my thoughts on Apollo Creed as a character as a whole? To me, he's my favorite. Weathers just had that unteachable charisma that makes me love him in every scene he's in. Dude, yes. Dude, that's something now that because before The Mandalorian and before watching the Rocky series, the only thing I've seen him in was Predator as Dylan. And even in that, he had this like irresistible charisma about him in that. Just the way he comes in, and obviously the most manliest of handshakes in cinema that occurs on screen. It's wild. I loved him in that. And just seeing, the more I see of him, the more he has this screen presence that is just something else, man. And seeing him as Apollo, yeah, he easily became, Rocky's my favorite character in this because he's just, how do you not love Rocky? But Apollo was such an interesting character. I always love that character that kind of gets lost in the sauce when they kind of are left untapped and unchallenged and unchecked. And, he had gotten comfortable, he had gotten complacent, he had gotten, lax, in his success. Nobody could touch him. He was at the tip top and everything else was beneath him, and everything was just about PR and the business side of it. It wasn't about the fight anymore until he fought Rocky. And then from there, it was like that spirit finally was revitalized, but he's also still getting older. And that conflict of those desires. He was a really interesting character to watch evolve in the movies that he was in. And that friendship and that rivalry that built, which has me really excited to see how the Creed franchise is. Because I know it's his son, right? I don't think there's enough time for that to be his grandson. Which I did think was kind of weird, because I know he had kids. We saw his kids running around and stuff, but I don't think they ever really got some screen time. So I don't know how that comes up. Don't tell me. But it's gonna be crazy. I can't wait. I love him. I love him. He's just, yeah, you were spot on. He has that unteachable natural charisma, man. And his voice, the way he talks, I could listen to him narrate damn near anything, I would say. What did you think of the clickers in episode 2 of The Last of Us? They were freaking perfect. Tense, beautiful, disgusting. Loved it. They nailed it. They perfectly brought those things to life, man. Just checking, because I don't want to spoil. You mentioned in episode 5 of Vox Machina you're watching them back to back. Does this include episode 6? When you're asked your thoughts on it, not spoil just in case. Yes, I watched them all Thursday night. So they dropped, and I just boom, 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 boom. Watched them all Thursday night. So yeah, I'll be editing episode 6 tonight and releasing it tomorrow morning at noon is the plan. But yeah. I'm totally okay if you want to talk about it, though. If anybody else, though, has aversions to it, let me know. But I assume, I mean, they're little bite-sized episodes, so I assume most people could, get through that pretty quick. Grog only murders when he's motivated. The vampire guy killed just so he could get his meal. Exactly. Let's see. My brother was a huge fan of Rocky IV, and he passed away a few weeks ago. His last video he watched was one of your Cobra Kai videos. When I watched Rocky IV, my Rocky IV reaction, I got emotional and wanted to let you know. Aw, I'm really sorry to hear about that. My condolences, thoughts, and prayers, man. It's hard, especially with something like that that's ongoing or that you shared with somebody who's just not around anymore. I definitely feel you on that. In much lesser ways, I know kind of what that feels like to a much smaller degree when you share something and then you're kind of there by yourself with the memory of it all. It's a beautiful series, man. Both of them, Cobra Kai and Rocky. I'm glad that you guys can share that. And honestly, I'm touched and honored that you guys even watched my videos to begin with. But yeah, man, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're doing okay, and my thoughts and prayers go out to you, man. But thanks for letting me know. The voice of the Red Dragon on the show. Wow, my brain just checked out. I think because that got so deep, just trying to read something else fried my brain. Oh, I'm a little emotional after reading that, man. I'm sorry. The voice of the Red Dragon was on this show in Netflix called Resident Evil. He's been on a whole lot of other things. Oh yeah, it's Lance Reddick. Lance Reddick. He's in the John Wick movies. He's in all kinds of stuff. I like how you said on this show on Netflix called Resident Evil. I think that's funny. I hope that's tongue-in-cheek because it is a show called Resident Evil, but not a Resident Evil show. God. You know that he watched all your videos of Cobra Kai. That's awesome, man. But I'm still saddened for your loss. But I appreciate you coming here and letting me know, man. That means a lot to me, man. Sometimes I don't. From our side of things, it's hard to know the reach that we have sometimes or the effect. But I'm just glad that I do these. Like I said, I've said this before. I do these because I don't have a lot of time to hang out with people and just watch stuff anymore. So this is kind of my way to do that with you guys. You know, when I'm talking to the camera, I feel like I'm talking with you all. It makes it feel like when I'm watching something, I'm not watching it by myself. You know, there's a lot of shows that I watch that the people in my life have zero interest in. So like it's nice to kind of create a community around that. And even if you're not like here in like physically in the room with me, when I'm watching something on my screen here, it feels like I'm surrounded by, you know, just people we're having fun with. So I hope that's the energy that goes out there, you know. So that's all I try to do with this. What's up, Sixty? I'm making myself a little misty now. Julie and Daniel probably met at the funeral. I would hope so. If Julie wasn't at Miyagi's funeral, that would be a sin, to be honest. Ant-Man 3 embargo lifts on February 6th, and the review embargo breaks February 14th. I'm hoping the early reviews for this are good. Can't wait for this movie. 20 days left. Yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff. I actually have not been to the theater at all this month. Feels weird. I want to see Megan, but I've also been just way too lazy to leave. And I know that because of the Oscars, they've put some of the films that are up for nominations back in theaters, which is hilarious because these films never released here. Like, I didn't even have the option while The Whale was in theaters to watch The Whale because it didn't play here because it had a limited release. But now that it's an Oscar nom, it's in the theater right now, and I'm too busy to go see it. Oh, damn it. Banshee. What's Banshee? What if Julie is in a Sensei in season 6? That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm thinking. Damn it, I'm 20 minutes. I go on these rants, and that's how I end up getting like 20 minutes behind. I'm guessing they could have met at Miyagi's funeral. Action thrillers, I would recommend Legion. Bit of a darker series, but it's addictive. I'll have to watch Legion one of these days. You playing Hogwarts Legacy when it releases? Nah. I've just not had any interest in that game since it was announced. I mean, there's the whole controversy side of it, but I've been a naysayer of the game just as a concept. But I don't know. I personally don't feel like I'm missing out on anything by not playing it either. I just don't. I've got too many other games I need to play to even worry about it. Have I watched Warrior? I have not. That's another show that I really want to watch one of these days. Blacklist is a good action thriller. Never heard of that one. There's a possibility we could have met at Miyagi's grave. See, a lot of you are saying the same thing. And it took me a while to kind of catch up with you all in that mindset. Have I watched Riverdale? I have never watched Riverdale. It's out, and I will be honest, and I'm not saying that I would never watch Riverdale. It is so far below something that I'm even remotely interested in. I'll just be real about that. I don't know if you've seen DBZ or DBS, but which one did you like more? Dude, it's hands down Dragon Ball Z. Like, Dragon Ball Super has some really good moments, but in a lot of ways, it really put some sour tastes in my mouth regarding the series, some of the directions that they've taken with it. Dragon Ball Z, I think, if we're talking the Dragon Ball spectrum, because I've seen Dragon Ball every episode, I've seen all the movies, the OVAs, all of it, everything. Dragon Ball Z, for me, I think is the peak that the series has been. Arguably, I think Dragon Ball has some of the best moments in the entire franchise, which goes slept on pretty solidly, but Dragon Ball Super has some great moments, but I hate what it did with some of the characters. However, I absolutely love what Dragon Ball Super has done with Vegeta. Vegeta is the best character now. Don't care. Don't care what anybody says. He is the most developed character in that entire show now. Warrior the series, I mean. Yeah, I knew what you meant there. Recommended thrillers, Walking Dead. Is You a thriller? Is that classified as a thriller? Is Jessica Jones classified as a thriller? If so, then yes, Jessica Jones. See, I just don't know what... Thriller is just such a weird term for me. I don't know what technically qualifies. Adam Warlock and Icarus versus Superman. Superman would wreck the fuck out of both of them, I would say. One creature that Grogu is force pushing is what I think is a Tog, an ancient Mandalorian species. Could be. We'll wait and find out. Darth Reva. Now that's fan service right there. I think you meant Revan. Not truly, because he has a deep-rooted relationship with the Mandalorians themselves. During the first Jedi-Mandalorian War, he's the one that crushed them and killed their Mandalore, taking their Mandalore's mask as his prize and wearing it as his own as a warning for the Mandalorians to back the F off. And from there, that's when the clans, at least in the original timeline, that's when the clans originally scattered to the winds. You know, I think that was also before there was an established Mandalore. I don't remember, like the planet, because I don't think it was ever referenced. No, that's wrong. It was, because that was their home world, but they also had a bunch of other clans and stuff like that. But like, he decimated their armies as they were ravaging the galaxy, because they were a superpower at the time, and then they were diminished back to their own planet after that, after he did all that bullshit. But yeah, I love it. There's a deep-rooted connection there between the hatred of the Jedi and the Mandalorians. That we know Revan's canon, thanks to the visual dictionaries for the sequel trilogy and the Clone Wars. But I want to hear his name. If there's a place that it makes the most sense for him to come up, it would be the Mandalorian series, but I feel like they're very much so going to be focused on Tar Vizsla more than anything. So I don't think we're going to be going that far back in history and only kind of going back to Tar Vizsla and the Darksaber, more than likely. Have I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners? I just started it. It's a bit violent. Yeah, as I would expect. But I have not seen it. I've seen some clips from it, but I've not actually seen it. Getting Din Djarin and John Wick in the same year. So excited. In my mind, they are friends. I think they would get along. Welcome, our loves. Ask Omni anything and wait 20 minutes for an answer. That is a fair warning right there. Which is going to be the bigger box office success, Blue Beetle or the Marvels? Oh, easily the Marvels. Blue Beetle, I don't expect to be a box office success. I hope that it's a critical success. That's all I really want out of it. I don't expect it to make a lot of money. Blue Beetle's not a household name. It doesn't have the Marvel brand above it. It's also got the stigma that comes with being a DC film these days. It's got a lot riding against it, but I trust the team, I trust the people in it, and the character, and I trust that character to win people over. So I hope it does well. I don't know what the budget is for it. I just hope that it's not a flop, and all I can ask for it is that it's at least a critical success. And I'm looking forward to that, because I don't think in the box office there's any way that it would beat the Marvels. Stop watching Titans, but then I stopped watching Titans, and then I started watching season 4 because I heard Stargirl would be in episode 6. See, I don't know. There's some magical fan theory right now. There's no hard evidence or confirmation that Stargirl's going to be involved at all, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Do I watch Teen Wolf? I have never seen a single episode of Teen Wolf. Which is the Shazam or Ant-Man? Ant-Man, easy. Ant-Man's definitely going to be a bigger box office draw than Shazam. Is there, yeah, I saw the Teen Wolf movie trailer. Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch it because I have no connection to it. Is there any DC movies for 2024? I think Aquaman, well, no, something got pushed to 2024. Was it Aquaman? There was a DC film that I feel like got pushed to 2024, and I don't remember which one it was. Bumblebee is the best out of the Transformers movies, especially the opening scene on Cybertron. Yeah, I'll definitely have to check it out. Fez is still so cute, and yet still so dumb. I love Fez, man, and I love that he's pretty much exactly the same. Have I ever seen that 80s show? Yes, and I did not like it. Aquaman 2 got pushed to 2024. Okay. So yeah, then I don't have that to look forward to this year then, do I? Damn. By the way, just wanted to say thank you for doing reactions to these live streams. It really makes my day. Aww. Everybody's gonna make me sappy today. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys enjoy being here, because I love having you all. Have I seen Pacific Rim? I actually have not. I have not seen either Pacific Rim. That's weird. Not like spoiling anything is all on Netflix. It's weird. Not like spoiling anything is all on Netflix. I'm sorry. I don't remember what was being said at this point. So I wouldn't mind some clarification of what this was about. I hope I didn't spoil something. I thought Padme was Grogu's mom. That would be an awkward conversation. But I'm sure there's fan fiction of it somewhere. Looking back on shows you watched when you were younger, are there any that you remember enjoying that you now find problematic or just bad now that you're older? Whoo, dude. As far as problematic, I could care less about most of that sort of stuff, because technically, I mean, there's problematic things by today's standards that are in Friends, are in that 70s show, stuff like that, and I'm just like, it's a product of the times. It's fine. It doesn't bother me one bit. However, I will say though, in a different way, that's just I couldn't tolerate. I loved the shit out of big bad Beetleborgs. I tried to watch the first episode a while back when they put it on Netflix, and I couldn't sit through it. I can sit through every episode of the old Power Rangers. I couldn't get through one episode of Beetleborgs when I went back to go watch it. I forgot how chaotic your live streams are. Oh my god, the disorder. Yeah, it's a little crazy. Andor, I think, is my favorite Star Wars series. I'm looking forward to the new Jedi Survivor game. Dude, yes, that's another game I'm not gonna have time to finish. I cannot wait for Jedi Survivor, man. I loved the first one. And Andor is definitely up there for me. I still think overall I like The Mandalorian more, even though Andor is I think a better show. If that makes sense. Because Mandalorian tickles all the childish stuff that I love about The Mandalorian, about the Star Wars universe. Andor tickles all the adult stuff that I wish we got more of in the Star Wars universe. Marvel, Star Wars, DC, or anything looks really good, I jump to the theaters. Exactly. I'll definitely get spoilers about Marvel, and to be honest, it'd probably make the video less popular anyways. That's true. Because I don't know how Blind Wave does it, man, or the normies. I do not know how they manage to completely get away from anything as long as they do. I don't get it. I don't know how anybody can in the day and age we're in. Like, hell, man. Somebody somewhere will try to tag me in something or send me something to make sure I know about it, even like before something comes out sometimes. Which is one of the main reasons I don't look at random messages at times, because sometimes it's just stuff like that. So yeah, it would be difficult. And plus, I would rather watch these movies in the theater. And for me, I just need to do that for me to do that. Like, I feel like it's not the same to watch something on this monitor like that. That's that scale. I don't know. That's just my headspace. I just love the theater feel so much. When do you expect the Star Wars movies to come out? Like, what year? I don't think we're going to get a Star Wars movie until at least 2024, 2025, more than likely. Shazam, March 13th. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking right there, Richard. Let's see. Will you see episode 6 of Vox Machina Season 2 tomorrow? Yes. I've already watched it, but the episode will be out for you guys tomorrow. Blue Beetle comes out this year too. Forgot about that. Thank you. Blue Beetle is definitely in my top 10 most anticipated movies this year. Beast Wars is still the best Transformers show, and for me at least, still holds up 100%. I still love it. I don't think it holds up compared to other stuff. I do think that, even though I don't like the car Transformers, the primary mainline Transformers shows, nearly as much, the old series, I forget what it was called. I think it was just Cybertron? Whatever the one was in Cartoon Network in the early 2000s. I thought that show was really good. I never finished it though, but Beast Wars, I have seen every episode of that. and Beast Machines until it got canceled. Let's go. D&D, the trailer. I've never stopped watching. The trailer I've not stopped watching. What about John Wick 4? Fuck. See, like, there's so many things I just don't remember. John Wick 4, also crazy high on that list. Barbie and Oppenheimer released on the same day, so after I see that iconic glittery pink doll that made girls around happy, I want to witness the single deadliest weapon in the known world. Yeah. I don't understand the obsession with this Barbie movie, man. I saw the teaser for it when I went to see... I didn't react to the teaser because I saw it when I went to see Avatar. So, like, why would I react to it? I saw a lot of people that saw Avatar that were reacting to it, and I was like, there's no way you just sat there and just closed your eyes and tuned this thing out in the theater. Anyway, I don't understand the obsession with it. I'll still probably see it, but my pick, I'm definitely seeing Oppenheimer first. Like, Oppenheimer's my priority between the two of those. I'm excited for Ant-Man. It's around the corner because it feels like the best and most emotional one. I'm excited too. I think it will be. I think it will be, for sure. Across the Spider-Verse. That too is on that list. God damn it. I'm not looking forward to any Marvel or DC movies. I checked out after Endgame. Only No Way Home got me to the theater for obvious reasons. Everything else just looks disappointing. Shang-Chi is one of my favorite Marvel movies. It's in my top 10 Marvel movies. Shang-Chi is. If you haven't seen that and you love martial arts films, it's really good. It's a really good standalone movie. Very minimally does the other MCU stuff creep into it at all. So if you haven't seen that, I definitely recommend it. But I agree about pretty much most other things after Endgame have been a little... I don't feel like many of them are must-see, except for No Way Home and Shang-Chi. Eternals I loved, but a lot of people didn't love. So I don't feel 100% being like, go, dude, you gotta check out Eternals. But Shang-Chi, man, I saw it three, 4 times in theaters. I really did like it. Mario isn't on my hype list. It's on my, I'm definitely going to see this list, but it's not on my hype list. Can't wait for the 31st, James. We'll be revealing the slate. Yes, fine, hopefully. Play was supposed to come out earlier this year. I think it got delayed. Yeah, it got a big old delay. Indiana Jones is coming out, but it's definitely not after. I'm still very guarded after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, so, and I still think he's just too old to be doing this. But we'll get it. I'm still gonna watch it, but it's not in my top 10. Top 20, maybe, but definitely not top 10. I'm rewatching X-Files at the moment. Do you have a favorite season and episode? Oh my god. Telling me to pick my favorite episode is like telling me to pick my favorite child, and I don't even have one. Damn, favorite season is another tough question. I would say it comes down to either season 4, probably. Season 4 or 6. I think are really, really good seasons. And 3 is really good too. 5 is the disgruntled skeptic Mulder season that I always found really frustrating to watch sometimes. Because I'm like, dude, come on, wake up. But I did like the flip and the dynamic though. Yeah, man, damn. Favorite episode? Damn. On the spot right now, using my soul as a compass, I'm like, I'm leaning towards the musings of a cigarette smoking man. It's always been a top 5er for me. That, Beyond the Sea, yeah, Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man, Beyond the Sea, Clyde Bruckman's Final Repose. Pusher is also one of my favorites. And damn, hold up. The Weremonster episode from the more recent seasons, also a great one. But I think I gotta go with Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man. Or X-Cops. X-Cops is also really good. But yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna stick with, also, yes, thanks, hon. The Unnatural. I thought about it, but I couldn't remember the name of the episode just immediately off the top of my head. It's not my favorite. It is definitely in my top 10. I've made a top 10 list before, but I didn't save it. The Unnatural, which has Jesse L. Martin, Joe West from The Flash, for those uninitiated with the X-Files franchise. That was the first thing I ever saw him in. Even before Rent was in that. And he gets to sing. He has his charm. He's young. He still wears that jersey from that episode at conventions, which just warms my heart. I love that episode. Thanks for reminding me about that, because I would have beat myself up for forgetting about it. The Peacock episode of X-Files? Hell no. Hell no. That's a good episode, but it's so disgusting to watch. The episode's called Home, with the Peacock family. At least I think that's what you mean by that. Episode was banned after it was aired in TV at the time. The first episode you ever saw was the Peacocks? Oh, God. Oh, no. That's hilarious. Did I know about the Wizards of the Coast controversy around the OGL? Yes. I've just not talked about it because I'm not knowledgeable enough about the legalities of it all to really talk about it, other than I know it's screwing over a lot of people that's used D&D 5e as a framework. However, after the massive backlash, as you said, the latest news of them backtracking to keep the original OGL, if so, thoughts? It would be detrimental to their business. Because it's, again, since Hasbro took over, they've been trying to find any way they can to continue to monopolize and monetize this system. And that's all they were trying to do with it. But, whoo, people fought back with their wallets, man, and they were scared. So they backpedaled completely and moved 5e to a Commons license, a Creative Commons license. Shut down all of their plans for their OpenGL 1.2 and the 1.1, I think. I think we're still on 1.0A still. And they have no plans to revoke it. So, yeah, they got their shit turned around, man. I'm glad. What they were doing was shitty as hell. I get it from a business standpoint, but it's just such a bullshit maneuver to do for something you gave away a long time ago in this certain way with this certain expectation, and now years later you wanna take it back and be like, nah, actually, here, let me tweak this a little bit. Now pay me to give it back. It was so shitty what they were doing. Now Vox Machina has my full attention. Oh, it's so good. Last week you said you got a lot of requests to watch The Awesomes. You think after everything's out, you watch it. If you have questions, I'll answer them. I've seen it come up. I think maybe a lot might be a little bit of an exaggeration. I've seen some people mention it a few times. I'll have to look into it. I still don't really know anything about it other than what you've told me, really. We'll see. But I've had a couple other people actually recommend it. Thanks for the go-ahead. I'll be vague in case others haven't seen it. Scanlan was amazing. Yes, he was. Oh my God, I didn't see that coming. At all. Oh, it's so good. It was perfect. I would say. I love that they always allow for the characters to get their own, to put their own skill sets to use in the best of situations. I think that situation, more than anything, did not require anyone else's on that team's skill sets. And I think that proved itself quite literally in the scene. And then just the way the episode ends was just kind of intense and emotional a little bit. So it's crazy. It's fun. Fun episode. Quantumanium. Oh, these are just listing movies that come out. Kraven the Hunter is nowhere near on my excitement list at all, but you're just listing Marvel movies. I'm not looking forward to Kraven the Hunter at all. I mean, it feels like he's talking to me sometimes in videos, and it's nice feeling Omni's fiends. Is it Megan on streaming now? Is it? If it is, that might make things a little bit easier. Saw James Gunn in my hometown of St. Louis. Didn't know that's where he was from. I asked him about DC and Marvel, and he just winked at me and said, "You'll see." Nice. I feel you about watching alone. Thanks for watching with us. Oh, thank you, Saber. It said Saber. If Carl Weathers says you can do it, Stallion, to me in the gym, I'd be ripped like Rocky. I think I would just be erect. Sorry, you just got graphic. Sorry. Ooh. YouTube, I'm sorry. Don't whisper it in my ear. Which is going to be the bigger box office success? You already asked me that, and I already answered it. And it's still Ant-Man 3. You skipped the first 100 episodes of Super. That's not good. I did actually. The entire recap of the Frieza shit, I skipped it. Fuck that. The Beerus stuff and the Frieza stuff, skipped it all. If you haven't seen Riverdale, then you don't know the epic highs and lows of high school football. Do I need to know? I don't know. I feel like I'm okay. If you want to commit your life to watching a show, I got you. One Piece. I'm waiting until there's an end point. Hey, that's PG. That's PG. PG enough. It's a scientific term, you know. Yeah. One day I might watch One Piece, but it is not until I know where the end is. I'm not going to start it where I don't know where the end is at this point. You're not allowed to watch Cobra Kai anymore until you watch the movie Bloodsport. Well, I guess I'm going to have to watch Bloodsport now, and I do feel bad about about having not seen it. I've seen some moments from it and a lot of the clips out of it, but I've never actually watched the movie. Thriller, Michael Jackson music video. That it is. I don't know what that was in reference to. I thought thrillers... Oh, talk about recommended thrillers. Thrillers were mystery psychological dramas, not necessarily action horror based, but maybe I'm wrong. See, that's kind of what I thought too. Palpatine, Darth Vader versus Shazam and Black Adam. Shazam and Black Adam would destroy Palpatine and Vader. It's not even a fight at all. Shazam by himself, I think, could whoop the shit out of Palpatine and Vader easy. I don't want them to adapt Darth Revan. I'm just worried that they would mess it up as much as they did with Luke. I would hope after all of that, they would tread carefully. I mean, we're getting a remake of the game. Maybe that's kind of been shelved. So I don't know. But we'll see. He's still my favorite character, so... DBZ Cell Saga is freaking goated. I hate how all Khalifa and Kale had to do was feel a tingle on their back, while Goku and Vegeta had to go through hell. But I still like Super. Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff like that in there too. I feel ya. What are some things you hope to see in season 2 of that 90s show? I mean, that's hard to say. Maybe just more guest characters. A mention of Hyde, because we didn't get any mention of Hyde. That's just all I really want. And just the kids to just grow together and have fun. I don't really know that I have any exact requests. Just maybe some more cameos from the original cast here and there, and maybe some 90s guest stars here and there would be fun. If they could get one of the friends to pop up as a random character, I think that would be cool. But yeah, I don't know. I think You is a thriller show. Google thriller shows, and that showed up. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Happy whining. Happy whining. I'm happy Blue Beetle is still coming out, and they may keep it if it doesn't connect to the other universes. That's another thing I'm really hoping for it, that there's nothing, I really hope that there's nothing that would segregate it from the rest of the universe and allows it to be part of what is to come. I would have to imagine that something like that hasn't set itself in a world yet, that they will keep around. So I'm confident and hopeful that they won't get rid of it. Aquaman 2 was pushed back to 2024, okay. The Jason Momoa thing has me confused, because he's talking about that he will be playing other characters in the DC universe. But he also said that he's not going to stop playing Aquaman. So does that mean that Aquaman 2 or his Aquaman will be kept in the DCU? I'm so confused about what they're going to do. I can't wait for his James Gunn to drop his game plan. After you finish Umbrella Academy, you should replace it with Cyberpunk Edge Runner. I was thinking about replacing it with Dark. Dark was the show that I was planning on putting about starting after Umbrella Academy. I thought that was December 2023. I think it got pushed from December now that I'm thinking about it. Very hyped for Blue Beetle. I don't think it'll be the best DC movie, but I hope it's at least good. A little hesitant for my excitement for Mandalorian Season 3 because of what happened in the Book of Boba Fett, sadly, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you there. But to be fair, Jon Favreau had way more input and control of Boba Fett. And Filoni, Mando is their combined baby. I'm more confident in Mandalorian than I am any of the other stuff. Never mind. Oh, okay, never mind. So it is Christmas this year still. I still feel like there was a DC movie that did get bumped out of the year. I don't know what it was. Have I seen the Infinity Pool with Mia Goth? No, I saw that it's out. Supposedly it's out, but it's not playing here. Well, it's not, okay, correction. It's not playing at the theater I actually have a membership at. So I have to go to the, if I want to watch it, I have to go to the fancy, expensive theater that I don't get free movies at. I just never checked that one, so who knows? Maybe some of these movies I could have seen if I had just checked any other listings. But yeah, I'm very curious about that one. Yeah, with the assigned seating and the recliners and the food and stuff. We haven't been there in a while. Just because it's just not financially viable. It's also like 30 minutes away and the traffic's hell and I don't know. Maybe I want to see it because like the Ty West trilogy with her has had me really interested in her career, and this is apparently another gory, fucked up movie. So yeah, I want to see it. I've not seen the trailer for it. I've just heard things. That's it. I think Pacific Rims. Trust me, get the views, but don't watch the second one and then watch the show Pacific Rim Black. Don't watch the second one before the show. I'm confused. So I would have watched the show before the second one? Is there a possibility that Yaddle could have given birth to Grogu before her battle against Dooku? Yes. Definitely. Because Grogu would have been born before Anakin was born. So he would have been a secret of the temple for some time. So it is definitely possible that she could have given birth to Grogu long before Dooku killed her. I believe. My timeline might be incorrect. No. Grogu would be the same age as Anakin. So yes, it would be. That ain't right. He was born before Anakin. So yeah, yes. So so that should have happened. Whew. You're right. Oh god, I forgot all about Beetleborgs. The memories came flooding back all at once. It's one of those shows, man. Can't believe I was so wrong about Velma. That show is amazing now. Wow, I felt weird typing that even as a joke. I was like, oh god, really? Every superhero versus the Bat Family with prep time. There's no feasible way they could beat every superhero, no matter, even with prep time. Most chaotic, and we just jump in and see where we land. Yes, yes, yes. Cannot wait for Scream 6. Me too. Talking about sitcoms, have I watched Big Bang Theory? That's the show I watch more than once a year from start to finish, all 12 seasons. I've seen a couple of episodes. It's made me chuckle, but I've never fallen in love with Big Bang Theory. But I haven't seen too much of it. I still can't believe you didn't know what Beverly Hills 90210 was. I know the name of the show, but I could have sworn it was about doctors when they referenced it in that 90s show. I need an IMAX home theater when I move so I can rewatch the MCU IMAX enhanced movies when I graduate in 2025. Dude, my goal one day is to have my own little mini theater at home. Did I review The Whale? I've not had a chance to see it because that's one of those movies that didn't play here in bumfuck nowhere. You haven't seen The Spectacular Spider-Man? You can write that down as a show to go watch. We'll see. I'm just sad that Beast Wars got shoehorned into Transformers. They deserve their own movie. The timeline got thrown out the window. Well, to be fair, the Beast Wars show, the Beast Wars characters are canon to the timeline of the original Transformers in the original run, to my understanding. The Beast Wars was like an alternate continuity of its own. So this, what we're about to get, is more in line with the original continuity for the Beast Wars characters, the Maximals and Predacons and stuff like that, at least to my understanding. But Barbie! Oh my god, you changed your icon to that fucking platypus. Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, Simu Liu are all the reasons for me to see the Barbie movie. Those are good reasons, but they're not all of it. I don't get the Barbie nonsense either. Thank you, I'm not alone. Barbie the platypus. Or, sorry, Barry the platypus. Oh, where'd that go? Oh, there we go. Your profile made me think of Perry. That's another thing. Never watched... I think it's the same thing. Phineas and Ferb, is that right? Is that what that is? Perry? Never watched that show. Hello, Goat Tortoise Whitehorns. When it doesn't translate into StreamYard. I'm ready, Guardians 3! Barbie trailer was strange for me when I saw it. I thought it was funny. It was a great little parody. I just don't have this crazy, obsessive excitement for the movie. Doobie-dabba-doo. Ah, shit, why does that sound familiar? That's a reference, and I know I should know it, and I can't pick it out. From what I know, Blind Wave have editors screening messages and news for them in a way to avoid spoilers. I also know that they're very rarely ever on their own social media. So I think they have, yeah, I think you're right. I think everything gets screened for them beforehand. So it's real hard for them to do that. I got nothing. I do have help with editing and stuff like that, but I don't have people watching my shit for me. I pretty much mod all of my own stuff for the most part. I also prefer to watch the Marvel and Star Wars films in cinema right away, just to avoid spoilers. I'm right there with you there. What's up, Ocean Garner? Oceana Garner. Sorry about that. Welcome. Have I seen Lock and Key? I have not. Will I do a review for John Wick 4? Yes, I will. What are my top 10 favorite episodes of Better Call Saul without having to think about it? Shit, that's hard. I couldn't tell you right now just off of the top of my head, man. I'm sorry. I can't remember specific episodes. I remember a lot of specific moments, but I don't know if I can narrow it down at this point. What games are you playing these days? How great is your gaming setup /rig? better than average, but I'm itching to get an RTX4 series. Yeah, any episode that's nacho centric. There you go. We'll go with what Barry said. A singular nacho. Dude, Nacho's such a good character. What am I playing right now? I'm trying, I talked about this earlier. I'm trying to finish God of War Ragnarok. I've been fiddling around in the Last of Us remake. Been fiddling around in Dead Space remake, since that just came out yesterday. Installed that and been playing around with it for a little bit. Aside from that, I've played a disgusting amount of Call of Duty. While things are uploading and stuff like that, it's just a good mind cleanser at times until I get pissed off. But as far as my gaming setup, I mean, I've got my PS5 right there. I've got my Switch right here. And then my PC, I'm still running on a 9900K for my processor. I've got 64 gigs of RAM. Gigs. Is that right? No, that doesn't sound right. I'm blanking my mind right now. Shit. Hold on. My brain is fried for some reason. Because that is wrong. It is so wrong. Hold on. I've barely touched this thing too, so like, why am I so frizzy? 64 megs of RAM. I was like, gigs, that sounds ridiculous. Why does that sound wrong? Anyway, and as far as my graphics card, I'm still using my my 2080 Ti. And I've been itching to upgrade, but like, there's a lot of logistical problems with the 40 series that I don't want to tackle. So like, part of my other itch is that I've been considering just starting a whole new rig from scratch. And going from there. So yeah, it's I think it's really solid. It does more than enough since I play on 1440p most of the time. If something gets a little cruddy, it's on for that, it handles pretty much everything great at ultra. So like, I'm fun. I'm having fun with it. Yeah, Peacock episode of X-Files, baseball one. It sucked being a dark-haired child in the 80s and all they had at the time was blonde Barbies. I have to imagine, not having any kind of representation out there, and then also you have satanic panic going on. So, yeah, I can't imagine. Thoughts on the Oscar noms? I don't remember what all's been nominated. I don't care about the Oscars anymore most of the time, so I really haven't been paying attention to it. I just hope somebody I like wins. So like, my vote is for anything, everything, everywhere, all at once, or anything Brendan Fraser was involved in. That's kind of where my head's at. Everything else, I don't know anything about most of the other nominations outside of those two movies. Have you considered bringing tomatoes to the movie theater, just in case? No. No, I have not. I think, and this is my opinion, the MCU will be the best it ever has been in the 2023 to 2026. There's just too many things to be excited for me. We'll see. We'll see. First episode of X-Files I ever saw was the Peacocks. I was like, what the hell is this show? Yeah, I read that just off the cuff from the side here, because I got the live chat over here just for corrections and stuff. And then for here on the StreamYard where I can pop up the messages on the chat, it's a little bit behind. Because that's what I'm reading from. But yeah, it's that episode is disgusting. It's disgusting. That's all there is to say about it. It's a good episode, but it is disgusting. There's an episode of X-Files on Peacock. That is not accurate. I mean, in the US, it's on Hulu. All the episodes are on Hulu. In the outside of the US, it's on Disney Plus. To my understanding. because Disney owns the X-Files now. But yeah, there's an episode about a family that are named the Peacocks. That's what we were talking about. One thing I want to see is James Gunn writing a Green Lantern. Yes, that is something I definitely want. Omn was the creepiest episode ever. It was not fun, that's for sure. Scanlan MVP, that is correct. How many, out of your knowledge of DC Comics, who's the most powerful and who do you want to play that character in the DCU? I mean, Superman. Above Superman, it's Dr. Manhattan. I would say almost a guaranteed. And if you want to go above that, the Source or shit, I'm blanking on the other god character. I'm blanking on. But Superman at his peak is redonkulous. They keep having to nerf him like every couple of years, but yeah, he outside of Superman, it's Dr. Manhattan. Like, you just can't beat Dr. Manhattan. It's not possible. But he's also not technic. It's so weird because he's from his own universe, outside of it, but in it, in the omniverse and the layered multiverses of the multiverse of the multiverse. It's so weird. I don't know who would be a good alternate choice for the big old blue donger. Yaya did a really good job on the Watchmen series. Man, I don't know. Just in a big buff dude who's totally okay with being naked as hell. And I don't know who would fit that description very well. I'm excited for Kraven. The only thing that I'm looking forward to in Kraven is actually nothing. I was going to say Aaron Taylor Johnson, but he's Kraven, and their description of Kraven, I hate it. Episode 6 of Vox Machina is really fun, how they use everyone's skill set to make them feel powerful. I love it too. So good. There should be an age rating on your live streams. I mean, it's flagged as not for kids, so please no, Can. I would like to stay. And technically, you should be here. Well, it's whatever. Blame your parents. I have to go, Omni. See you later. Have a great stream. See you later, Sketch. What's your opinion on Netflix cracking down on password sharing? Completely understand it, man. I completely understand it. Like, I get it. It's almost, it's in a weird way like a nasty cousin of pirating, if you really want to get into it. Which movie did better? Hero versus hero situation. Batman versus Superman or Captain America 3? Captain America 3. 100% Captain America 3. For sure. Can't wait for Critical Role's Mighty 9 to come out, as I cut my teeth on that campaign, and I can't wait to watch you watch it as well. I've listened to the first episode that they air of that campaign. I've not finished it though. I had listened to like 4 or 5 episodes of campaign 3, and then I just stopped listening altogether because everybody's like, there's spoilers and all these things. And now they've announced there's a Mighty 9 show coming. Now I don't want to watch or listen to their campaign 2 stuff because I don't want to spoil the show since the show's going to be coming out. So now it's just like, I just can't watch any Critical Role's live stuff at all. The only critical stuff I've watched at this point, I've gone back, I've just started watching campaign 1 with the plan to just catch up to where they are in the show currently. That's my goal. So I started with the very first live stream, and it's hard to watch because their audio setup is so bad that far back. But that's what I've been doing. However, I have watched some of their one-offs, like their Elden Ring one-shot that they did. That was fun. I saw Stargate in your poll. If it ever wins, can we hope for reactions to the TV shows? Not necessarily right away, but maybe at some point. Oh yeah, I would have to imagine, like, if I like the movie, you will more than likely at one point get episode reactions to that. Another one, I did like I did Battlestar Galactica Part 1 and 2 and a watch along, and it I do want to get to that series eventually. It's just it's always like some of these shows, they're a bit of a commitment. So I got to make sure I've got some time carved out for it. Because of the Vex Vax flashbacks and Keyleth, you think they would eventually do a Vox Machina team origin? Oh, I would hope so. I know they're doing origin comics here as of late. I haven't checked them out yet, but I would like that. Was Topher Grace a good Eddie Brock and a good Venom? No. I don't think he was good either of those things. But I still like him a lot. I like when he's evil. What's up, Busy? How you doing, buddy? Knock, knock. Let the devil in. No. You gonna upload gameplay or stream when Spider-Man 2 comes out? If my internet is good enough to stream it, I will stream it. If it's not, I will at least try to upload my gameplay. Riverdale is a train wreck that you just want to know the absurdity they come up with next. At some point, they had actual teenage girl running an underground speakeasy beneath a diner. Don't they have superpowers now, too, and there's like a multiverse? I heard that was something about that. The series Dark is so confusing. Yeah, I saw somebody who at one point had also recommended it, and they were like, when you watch it, there's like a side material, like an included like user document that they put out to watch along with the show to help you follow along. And I'm just like, challenge accepted to do this without the the required reading. I wish we got or could get a Howard the Duck movie out of You're Out of Luck Until You Gone Duck. I feel like it would be very funny. There was plans for a show, but I think there are plans for Howard the Duck to come back up in other ways. Ooh, the fancy theater. Yeah. Yep, y'all. Howard the Duck was the best Marvel movie ever, except Morbius. I've never actually sat through Howard the Duck, but I've seen a lot of the comments and scenes and stuff from it. Yeah, that theater is in a bad spot. Yes, it is. Even though we go up there all the time for food and or Target. Or Pops. When I saw Dark Phoenix, there was a theater in Illinois about 40 minutes from here. You could see 3 free movies and get free snacks, and it was the best time watching Dark Phoenix in theaters. I can imagine seeing it for free. I paid for it. And Michael being cheap with his money when it comes to going to see movies. Cheap and mostly lazy. Cheap and lazy. I pay $20 a month for my Regal pass. I want to use it. I don't want to go pay $20 for one movie for one ticket at this other theater that's like not 10 minutes from my house. But hell, I'm afraid that with the bankruptcy and these theaters that they're shutting down, they might even shut down this Regal. It's the only one in a 2-hour radius, I think. So if it shuts down, my only option is going to be that theater. And they're not a chain, so like, well, it's a chain, but it's not one of the big chains. Like, they don't have like a pass or anything. So my movie spending will go up, and or you'll see me watching more movies at home. How do you feel about The Last of Us Season 2 renewal? It was definitely coming. I'm kind of surprised it came this early, but it was coming. I feel like it was expected. It was free Tuesdays at the theater. Our theater had free Tuesdays. I'm really eager to watch your older videos, especially the gaming ones. One of these days I will. Dude, my older stuff with my webcam, I just can't watch it anymore. It took me a while to really get comfortable in front of the camera too, so depends. But I think my playthrough of The Last of Us 2 was pretty chill. Pretty fun. It didn't bother me too much. Because what all do I have as far as playthroughs up anymore? I don't remember. I know I have my full playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2. I've got my full playthrough of the Miles Morales Spider-Man game. I've got my full playthrough of the first God of War. Not the first God of War. God of War 4. God of War. The current one. The one before Ragnarok. I got that full playthrough on here. Where you at? What all? I know I've got a couple of. That's inaccurate. I've got a Kingdom Hearts playlist with one video. That's wrong. Whoops. That's one thing that really pisses me off. I didn't save any of my playthroughs of Kingdom Hearts 3. I had them on my computer, but then I think I lost them all. I got my full playthrough of Halo Infinite, the story mode that is. I've got a couple of videos of me playing Elden Ring, but I end up playing that offline. I've got one stream of me playing Ghost of Tsushima. It's another game. I got so impatient, I just started playing it off stream until I just ended up beating the game. I've got my full playthrough of this Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've got one Monster Hunter World video. I've got 3 Kingdom Hearts 1 videos. Got 3. Are they still public even? I don't even know if I still have some of these videos even public anymore. Some Devil May Cry, some Walking Dead games, a few things. I got some stuff. Expect them to be a little cringy though. Not at all excited by Gunn's DCEU. I'm sure it's not a popular opinion, but I have almost no faith in it. Oh yeah, I've got complete faith. I've got complete and utter faith in James Gunn as a creator. The big thing everybody's hung up on, I think, and I'm not saying this is just for you, but a lot of people, is just a lot of things that they did like are ending. And that's not his choice. Like the TV shows, he has nothing to do with. The Doom Patrol and Titans was ending long before he even got this job. And like the movie stuff, it's so messy. There's no clean way to go about it. If you like, I get we were all waiting for Henry Cavill to come back, and then they gave us Henry Cavill, but I think that was all just marketing for Black Adam, which is disgusting in a way. But again, that's not James's fault. He had nothing to do with that. That was before he was hired. He's been giving this train wreck and it's just basically like, figure it out, make something out of this. And like, I do not envy the position he's in at all. And the only thing you can do is a reboot of the universe. There's no feasible way to continue this. And that was the original plan anyway. That's the only reason this Flash movie exists, is to rewrite the DCEU. Even if James Gunn wasn't going to be changing things into this new continuity, the plan was already to delete it all. Even before Zaslav came in, even before whatever, even before, when it was still Walter Hamada, when it was still AT&T, the plan was to delete and reshuffle. That's the only reason, I promise you, the only reason the Flash movie keeps getting pushed out. Because the filming's been done for a while, and all they've been doing has been reshooting it, adding in reshoots to adjust for their new plans. I don't know. I can't remember who did it, but there was a video, there was like a little skit somebody did that perfectly encapsulated what it had to have been like to be James Gunn. I cannot remember the video. I wish I reacted to it because it was hilarious. About the executives like just dumping shit on him and what he had to figure out. So yeah, I do not envy his position. Like, he's going to piss people off no matter what, but it's the only logical way to go. And I think a lot of people are putting blame on him that he had nothing to do with. So it's just a shitty position. Maybe be more clear about the first Pacific Rim, then watch the show. So Pacific Rim 1, show Pacific Rim 2. If Grogu is still a baby and 50 years old, how old is Yoda? I mean, we know Yoda was, I think he was 900 when he died. I don't know 900 exactly, but he was over 900 years old when he died, I believe. So in Return of the Jedi, he was 900. I watched Velma on YouTube. 420 adults watching cartoons joke made me very confused and still does. Yeah, dude, I watched Critical. We watched Critical talk about it, and we watched Elvis the Alien talk about the show, and the jokes I just don't get. I don't get it. Like, I just don't. Not a one made me laugh, man. That's one of the things. The trailer was just so fucking boring. On Twitter, people are saying sell Zack Snyder DCU to Netflix, and that just sounds like the weirdest decision. It also doesn't make any sense. There's no way that would happen. I love this platypus for some reason. Yes, you do. You don't understand. Spectacular Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man show out there. Well, the Predacons and Maximals were supposed to be the descendants, so it feels weird seeing them exist when the Autobots do. Well, like I said, in the original series, they existed side by side. Anyway, in the show Beast Wars, they were the descendants. But in the actual toy continuity, they existed side by side with the Autobots. They were just another faction. The show rewrote that. Because also, if you remember, well, no, that I don't know how that works in the show because of the time travel element. Anyway, in the original toy comic iterations, they were all lined up. If you're looking for a laugh, watch Black Books or Coupling. I haven't heard either of those. Completely go off social media. That's the key. But to run this by myself, I have to be there. That's the thing. Like, I have to be on there. I have to be active. If I could hire somebody to do it for me, totally would be okay. Favorite book you hope gets an adaptation one day? One that hasn't already. Damn. Pretty much everything I can think of has had an adaptation. I don't know. I'm having a hard time thinking about something, a book I've read that hasn't already had an adaptation of some kind. I don't know. It's a tough one because like most of the things I've read have already been adapted in some way, shape, or form. I'm sorry. I don't have anything new for you there. Yeah, there's your nacho comments. In my opinion, I think they should make an animated Injustice show just because the movie was trash. It should have been a show to begin with. I think I said that in my review. What do you think of the Star Wars sequels? Everyone hates them, but I like them. They're not the classics or prequels, but I enjoy them. I like... Oh God, you're really setting me up here. I liked Force Awakens well enough. While I think The Last Jedi is the best-looking Star Wars movie, I don't like it. I think it's a very clunky, messy movie. And the contemporary feel of it all just feels not Star Wars to me. Rise of Skywalker felt like Star Wars, but was the worst put together movie in the entire time. I had fun watching it. I won't lie. I had fun watching Rise of Skywalker, but it was ridiculous. I think the only one I legitimately didn't have too many problems with at all is Force Awakens. But I don't feel like any of them felt like they were... I don't know. None of them felt like the previous thing. And like, maybe that... You can argue that that's the point, but we're talking about one singular saga, and it stopped even being about the through line of that saga. So it just should have been its own thing. to me. If they were going to do what they did. Captain Marvel versus Cyclone from Black Adam. Captain Marvel would delete her from existence. It's called getting old, dude. Your brain is the first to go. That's been going for a long time. Force Awakens and Rogue One are the best sequels. The rest are not so good. Rogue One, in hindsight, is great. I was like a little lukewarm on it in the beginning. And the more I get away from it, the more appreciation I have for that movie. I really do like Rogue One. I'm not gonna lie, the Tombs episode from X-Files still creeped me out. That actor was so well cast. And I love that they didn't tell David Duchovny that he was going to be naked chasing him through that vent all greased up. So the fear and the desire to get the hell out of that vent was all just David Duchovny not wanting to be grabbed by this oily, greased up, naked dude. I love stuff like that, man. There's so many fun little trivia bits from some of those episodes, but yes, the Eugene Victor Toombs episodes are creepy as all hell. And that actor is so good at that role. People say John Wick and Batman don't have powers, but they do have plot armor. Yes. John Wick, for sure. Batman... Yeah, they all do, technically. Stop smoking weed, Mikey. Just teasing. I would like to start smoking weed, to be honest. I think it would help with so many of my problems. But it ain't legal here, and I'm not one to risk the law or shady dealers. Santa Claus in DC is pretty powerful too. He battles the forces of Apocalypse every year to give Darkseid his coal. I know, man. Are you ever going to react to YouTubers again, like Screen Junkies and Ryan George? I mean, if something comes up that I want to react to, like if there's a pitch meeting that I want to check out or a honest trailer that I feel like checking out, yeah, for sure. I mean, right now, as far as YouTubers I'm reacting to, it's mostly just new rock stars and now heavy spoilers, which he commented on my last reaction to his breakdown for Last of Us Episode 2. That was nice. That was a surprise. That was fun. That made my day. There's like 11 seasons of SG-1. Oh, how many episodes per season? I mean, it was back in the day, so I have to imagine it was probably 20-some episodes. Am I right? Falcon, Captain America, and Winter Soldier versus Hawkman. Hawkman would destroy them. Later, Stixie. Hope you had fun. Bit of a commitment is an understatement when it comes to Stargate. With the 3 shows together, 17 seasons and 3 movies. But how long are the seasons? Bazinga. Daddy Joel. Daddy Joel indeed. Like he's 56. I know, right? Just came back from seeing Avatar 2 for the second time. Man, I just love Avatar 2. This is the first time in my life I've ever rewatched a movie in theaters. Really? And it's still packed here in Germany. I'm shocked as all hell that this movie is still as successful as it is. But I liked it. And I still don't think it was the best movie ever. It was a fun theatrical experience. I think it was longer than it needed to be. It did feel like 2.5. It did feel like 1.5 movies slammed into one. But I still had fun with it. I liked it so much more than the first film. Nothing, just love your comment. Oh, thank you, Shradesh. Thank you. He's 47 in real life. I'm 46. Oh, you're right there. Saw Batman The Long Halloween Part 1 and 2 the other night. It was pretty good. And since I'm a member, I reacted with it. Watched it with you. Ah, hell yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really did like I'm so behind on that. I still haven't watched the Green Lantern movie or the Legion of Superhero movie that just came out. I'm so behind on that timeline right now. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I really did like that 2-parter. I only have 1 cinema in my minor city now. We used to have around 4. Yeah, I mean, I've got like within 20 to 30 minutes, there's like 4 theaters that I could go choose from, but the only one that is one of the major chains is the one like right up the street that's like 10 minutes from here. And it's just convenient and cheap to go to with their pass. So if that goes away, man, it's going to be more gas and more dough to go in. Because I think it was like what? It was like 15, 13, 10, 15 bucks a ticket last time we went to the schmancy one. By the way, Miguel in season 5 versus Mike Barnes, KK3. Who wins street fight tournament in your opinion? Oh, I think Mike Barnes and KK3 would probably destroy Miguel. I think. Eli should meet Grogu in Mando season 3. You're getting further behind reading chat. It's these tangents, man. I'm actually catching up. I'm only like 15 minutes behind now. 13 minutes. I have faith in James that he wouldn't jump the gun in the DC universe. Personally, I have no faith because most of his movies are hit or miss for me. Also didn't like his Suicide Squad. I don't particularly care for the previous DC movies. See, I'm in the complete opposite boat. There's not been a James Gunn movie that I've not liked. Because I think he understands these characters more than most people do. And I'm on the opposite side of the boat on that too. I think his Suicide Squad it's a top 3 DC movie for me. And I think I liked him more than most of the Marvel movies that came out that same year. Yeah. But that's art, man. It's also why the streams are 2 hours long. I mean, I plan for them to be 2 hours. When they become 3 hours long, it's because I'm so far behind. So I do find the Henry Cavill situation fucked up. It is pretty messed up. Again, that's not James's fault. I just can't support the Flash movie for obvious reasons. However, I guarantee that the animated movie will be the superior version. If you ever saw that, DC has great animated movies. Agreed. It's not going to top it because they're not actually adapting Flashpoint. They're not actually adapting it, so it's not even remotely going to be the same story. Which again is frustrating. Scanlon said size doesn't matter. That is true. I'm a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. I am a huge fan of it. That's a scary movie? Is it? I mean, I guess kinda. Do I read any nonfiction? Very little. Very little. There's been a few nonfiction things I've read. Actually, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the only nonfiction thing I've read has been. No, that's true. There's 2. Kevin Smith's. What was the full title of it? Hold on. I still haven't finished it, but I'm reading it. Here it is. Because I want to say the full title because I enjoy the title. If it would load. Yeah, it's called Tough Shit. Life advice from a fat, lazy slob who did good. Which needs to be adjusted because he's no longer overweight since his heart attack. The other one is this Area 51 book that one of my best friends got me for my birthday one year. I did read all of that. I think it would be good for a crazy comic book movie like Doom Patrol or New Teen Titans. No adaptation has managed to get the same level of craziness yet for the Titans. That's true, dude. Doom Patrol, you are right, spot on with that. I think he'd do a great Doom Patrol movie. I swear 80s Titans was wild and so good. You're not wrong. A better Dark Tower adaptation in a miniseries form. That would work. That would work. That's fair. I'm not familiar with the original storyline for Beast Wars for the show or in the comics and toy lines. Color me corrected. Yeah, like you, my only experience originally was the show. And I found that out, I think, later when I was looking into them and stuff. What's up, Janice? Haven't done one of these in a while. Are you going to keep doing these? That's the plan. That is the plan. I did eventually love the Stormlight books. I eventually love the Stormlight books to get an animation. Similar to style to Vox or Castlevania. I love those books to death. I've never heard of those. I don't know what those are about. Behind on Titans Season 4. I don't think I'll finish it. I like Season 3, but Titans is a weird show. That's fair. That's fair. I gotta see it to the end just because I just have to.
We got Porgs. I'm happy. Porgs I did like. Porgs were a great win, I think. Good vibes. Welcome, man. Welcome. I'm doing well. Stream working fine 2 weeks in a row. Let's go. What's the worst season of a show you've liked? Mine is Fear the Walking Dead Season 7. It ruined every character and was filled with boring, drawn-out, mind-numbing filler that the writers thought was deep and artsy. I can tell you, and even though... Okay, I'll give you 2 examples, because they're the ones that immediately come to mind. For the X-Files, it's still my favorite show of all time, but and it's not even the main season, because the original run ended with the finale of the show in season 9. Fast forward, 10, 12, 15 years later, I can't remember exactly the number, but like 10 plus years later, they came back with a revival miniseries. It was 6 episodes. It was called X-Files Season 10, even though it was just 6 episodes. Aside from like all of the one-off episodes, all of the Monster of the Week episodes, because they did this dumb thing about only committing 2 episodes out of a 6-episode order, 2 to the main storyline. And those 2 episodes, they fucked it up so bad. Season 11, their mythology episodes, fucked it up even more. Oh, they should have just never came back. That's all I gotta say. But there were some good episodes in there that were just random, that were great, that were just Monster of the Week, Freak of the Week episodes that were really good. It's just, I really liked the story and the mythos that they developed in the show, and when they came back, they thought they were going to shake things up and mix it up to keep the fans on their toes again by invalidating damn near everything that came before, and then some really weird choices that I hate. And then obviously there's Game of Thrones Season 8. I think Dark Tower anime would be sick. They already have comics based off it. Love to finally see you live. Well, thank you. And thank you so much for the super chat, Cassandra. I really do appreciate that. The Dark Tower I've heard some great things about, but I've not seen the adaptation, and I have not read that book, actually. But I really wish we could get like a Stephen King universe, like in the interconnected way that it exists in his books. They're all connected in some even small ways, some larger ways. It's real. He's really got a fun little ride built up within the books themselves, and somehow if someone could manage to translate that accurately to film or to like the screen in some way, whether it be film or show, I would love that. I would eat that up. Batman and John Wick both have fallen off buildings and survived. That's true. What movies or shows are you looking forward to in the future? Well, shit. John Wick, D&D movie, all the Marvel stuff, any of the DC stuff, Oppenheimer, and again, I'm sure there's something that I'm blanking on at the moment. There's just so much, man. As far as shows, Cobra Kai, Umbrella Academy Season 5, or 4, sorry. Stranger Things Season 5, Last of Us Season 2, Vox Machina Season 3, The Mighty Nine Season 1. I'm just Attack on Titans, Final Season Part 3, Part 1. Lots of stuff. Hope all is better. We get through some difficult times in my life with these reactions and all. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry you had having a tough time, but I'm glad that I could help even in the littlest of ways. Thanks for being here, Jordan. My cousin lives in Colorado, so Wheaties is legal there. I think about moving there now. It's crossed my mind. Man, the cost of living where I'm at is just so low that I'm probably so spoiled by it. I think SG1 seasons are like 20 plus episodes. Jesus, that's what I thought. Yeah, god damn, that's a commitment. You're just chiming in all over the place here. 20 some episodes. So that's what I expected, because that's around the time X-Files was there too, and that was just the norm. It was these 20 some episode seasons. Even like most of the CW shows were still 20 some episode seasons until they started constricting them. If Thanos came to my house, what would I do? I'd give him half my shit to leave. Bill's town tomorrow. Oops. Good. Only worry since Frank's alive and Joel and Ellie get there, it means Bill won't be as mean or bitter, or so maybe not as good of Ellie and Bill roasting each other? Well, we don't know that Frank's alive, I don't think. I haven't watched the trailer. I have seen like a still of Frank, so I don't know. Again, they're doing some things differently. That could also be a flashback. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Oh yeah, that was about the ticket price the last time we went over there. I'm curious if you consider reacting to more British stuff. We have some amazing shows that I wish more people would watch. Inside Number 9 comes to mind, a horror comedy anthology series. Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but I just don't really know too much. I mean, I've watched Skins before. I've watched the Sherlock series. I love that show. But it's over. I still watch Doctor Who. That's pretty much the only UK stuff that I watch at the moment, right? I think, as far as I'm aware of. I've seen a couple things here and there that sound interesting, but yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. James cares about his characters, and well, the main characters anyway. That's accurate. Does anyone notice how little DC/Warner seems to be advertising Shazam 2? Yeah, I have, man. Yo, Jay, what's up, man? Who's my favorite live-action Batman villain? I mean, I feel like this isn't like a groundbreaking answer, but out of the live-action Batman villains that we've had, I have to go with Heath's Joker. Out of the live-action villains. Unless you count Superman from Batman v Superman. Technically, Superman was Batman's villain in that movie. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Heath's Joker, though. I feel confident in that answer. Shazam feels very undermarketed compared to Black Adam. Maybe it's because BA bombed so spectacular that they aren't going all out. It was also probably a lot to do with The Rock's marketing team more than anything. They really were banking on The Rock to sell that movie. Yeah, the marketing hasn't been great for it. A shame that I personally love Zach as Captain Marvel / Shazam. I'm pumped for him to get the role. Yeah, me too, man. He's great. That Archangel, did that book Archangel ever come out? It did. I have not finished it, though. Yeah, I still have it. Yeah, I have a copy of it over here in the corner. I haven't finished it. Let's see. Yeah, you knew exactly what I was gonna say. I'm getting so close to the chat. Yeah, I'm catching up. Do I collect amiibos? The Sephiroth one came out from Smash that just released. I don't. I wanted the Cloud one and I wanted the Sephiroth one just to kind of have them because I love it and would just go with my Final Fantasy VII corner over here. But the only one I only have 3. I have a Zelda one. I have Twilight Princess Link, and I've got Twilight Princess Wolf Link. The only reason I got those were when I was playing Breath of the Wild and certain amiibos unlocked certain items in the game. So then I just went on eBay and bought a bunch of just the QR tags rather than the figures to bypass all that. So I don't collect them, but I have a few. I'm sure he cares, but as a big Nightwing fan, I haven't found a lot of writers getting his characterization right, comics or not. He's either Bruce 2.0 or he's completely incompetent. The only version I think that's gotten Dick right somewhat has been the DC animated movie universe, like the last stuff, the stuff before this current iteration that we're on, all the pre-Apocalypse War stuff. I think they did a pretty good representation of Nightwing because they showed how he contrasts a lot, but at the same time, a lot of the things that he has learned. I think they did a good job there. Over emotional and just very unlike Dick. I'm so very scared about. That's one of the main reasons I've really not liked Titans. I think they did Dick dirty. In season 1, I hate season 1. I do not like it. He's slowly over time become more like Dick, but my God, it took so long to get there. It was disgusting. But yeah, I feel you there. But I'm ready to be pleasantly surprised. I adore Legends of Tomorrow. Season 1's not that good. I don't remember season 1 too well, but I remember liking it so much. I really, really enjoyed the first 3 seasons. After that, it got a little rocky for me, but yeah, I don't know. X-Files never should have came back. Fair enough. I really wish they would have done the movie thing. I really wish they would have done the movie thing, their original plan. If they were going to come back, just do that and give us an excuse as to why the timeline changed. That's all they needed to do. That's all they needed to do. And just give us the movie storyline. The original storyline they wanted to do with the colonization and all of that. They effed way before the revival show. They effed up with the second movie not following up with the main alien invasion storyline. Yeah, I agree with that too. I get what they were wanting to do, and they did that with the intent that they were going to have a third movie, which would focus on that storyline. But that was a mistake. That was such a mistake, because with the wait and the gap between season 9 and that movie, people were like, we need answers, not this random 2-hour Monster of the Week episode. Like, I like it, but like, it's hard to like it because as a fan, like, I did feel like, why are we here? Why are we doing this right now? Out of Sam, Tara, Mindy, and Chad, who do you see dying on Scream 6? Honestly, I feel like they're going to kill one of either Chad or Mindy. And based on this, I don't think they show it in the trailer if they're actually going to axe Mindy in that moment, so maybe Chad, but I just want them to leave Randy's family alone. Leave the OG families alone. Stop it. Stop killing the movie nerds. I've been tired, boy, this week. I've been animating my Suicide Squad versus Justice League vid. Get some rest, man. Take a break. Live action Cowboy Bebop on Netflix. I did not like. It was definitely nowhere near as good as the show. Not even remotely close, or even in the same solar system. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was okay. As far as live action anime adaptations go, it is by far not the worst I've ever seen. I had fun with it. Was it great? No. But I had fun. Dark Tower is a huge series. I think it's like 8 books now. That's insane. They can make money with that, I guess. If they'd done well, yeah, they would. Do you think they will do a movie or a series, live action or animation, of Legends of Zelda? I think if this Mario movie does well, I think we'll start to see more Nintendo animated adaptations. I think one's coming. But there was a Legend of Zelda animated series announced a while back that was going to be coming from Powerhouse Studios, the Castlevania people, on Netflix. But we haven't heard anything about it since that was announced. So I don't know. Who knows? Plans for that could have fallen through, or I don't know. I forgot about the Cowboy live action series. I think a lot of people have already kind of forgot about it. Did I see Megan yet? I have not. I have not seen it yet. I didn't get a chance while I was in theaters, and I don't think it's in theaters anymore. Actually, no, that's incorrect. I think it was actually one of the few things current that is still showing at the theater I like going to. But I haven't seen it yet. I've seen Alice in Borderland. I have not, but it's on my list of shows I want to check out soon. Cannot wait for episode 3 of The Last of Us. Me either. Am I a fan of Fire Emblem? If so, are you playing the new game? I've not played a single one. The closest I've come to playing a Fire Emblem game has been playing as Roy or Marth on Melee on Super Smash Bros. Not my type, not my cup of tea. Barry, on the other hand, she can chime in. I talk so much trash about a lot of these JRPGs, man. I like JRPGs though, but for me, there's some that just feel like they are just copy pastas of the same shit I see all the time. And this might be a controversial opinion, but I feel like Fire Emblem looks like it's one of the generic ass JRPGs that I've ever seen in my life. But if I played one, I could be completely wrong. but it's just the aesthetic it gives off. Like, it doesn't stand out to me, is the thing. Don't put your pitchforks away. Have I checked out the spin-offs of Doctor Who, Torchwood, etc.? I've watched Torchwood. It is so confusing and so forgettable. I watched all of Torchwood, but I cannot tell you that I liked any of it. I don't know if I liked any of it. I've watched, I haven't finished, but I've watched a good chunk of the Sarah Jane Adventures. But I haven't finished any of it yet. But Russell T Davies did say he's got an interest in more Doctor Who spin-offs now that he's back, so might get some other stuff. Mr. Freeze for best live action villain. I mean, it was okay. Heath's Joker and Batman, and Bale is close behind. If we're my favorite Batman, if we're talking live action castings, is still Ben Affleck. I just think he got shortchanged in the movies that he was in. I think he was great. I think his Batman was awesome outside of the illogical fallacies of his brain in certain movies. But I just like him. I think he fits better for a Batman in my head than any other actor has. But I'm very excited and curious to see where Robert Pattinson goes from here, though. And I'm very curious to see who the new Batman for the DCU is going to be. Spoiler free. My favorite part of the Last of Us games were Billstown, Philadelphia, winter ending part. Philadelphia, the winter segment, and the ending part. Billstown, I don't remember that well. The museum is also a highlight for me, but we just did that in episode 2, so yeah. Heath as Joker will always be a all-time favorite acting performance. And I remember being like, so, and that's what was where I learned my lesson most of the time. I still have my hiccups here and there, but the Heath Ledger thing, when he was announced, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? The Knight's Tale guy? And yeah, look at the fucking shit we all ate. A lot of people were saying that too, but proved us wrong. Changed my perspective on movies, Batman, and acting itself. 100%. I miss Black Noir. Me too, man. Merlin is a great series. I've heard of Merlin, but I don't know too much about it, other than I assume it's about Merlin and magic and stuff, but I don't know. I have to look into it. Go Power Rangers. Not live action, but I love Flamingo and Professor Pig from Dick's run as Batman. Personal favorites, Gotham's Riddler. Gotham's Riddler is really good. I was arguably going to say Cameron Monaghan's Jerome was also really good. I think he's better than any of the... I think he's my second favorite live action Joker. Easy. Look, the Batman 2 gives us a bit more action. I really like the fights in the Batman, but I feel like they were a bit too short. Fair. Oh, but yes, let me go back to that. Gotham's Riddler, great. Invincible late 2023. People can now chill out about it. Well, we'll chill out until we actually see the show. It's been 2 hours. I'm out. Take it easy. And thanks for tuning in. Titans has slowly improved, but I'm so mad that it got canceled. I've just kind of been waiting for when it's going to happen. I'm kind of surprised it took this long, to be honest. And I've been planning for this season for both Doom Patrol and Titans to be the end. Even though there was no official announcement, everything else about the shows themselves was kind of signaling it. The difference, though, at least with these shows, is that the series, both of them, they knew it was the last going into filming. So they were designed to end the shows, at least. Some of the other DC shows that got cut off, they didn't have that opportunity. And I think when the episode titles of Titan Season 4 and Doom Patrol Season 4 leaked, like months before the shows even aired, based on the titles alone, I was like, I think this kind of soft confirms it's going to be the end. But yeah, I feel you there. Even with a reboot, you can keep Zach Levi and Dwayne Johnson as champion forms of the characters, just recast the kids. Fuck them kids. I like the kids, especially Jack Dylan Glazer, man. I love that kid. And Angel does a great job as Billy. I think he's a solid Billy. I mean, everybody else, I think, sure, you could probably change them all out, but I think the kids are all fine. But in this new universe, the kids are obviously going to keep aging. That's going to be the problem with the Shazam series as a whole in general. I like Legends of Tomorrow season 1 through 3. The others kind of lose me. They definitely changed tones, for sure. And it lost a lot of people. I hope Robin is in the Batman too. I want to see Pattinson as a dad. That would be hilarious. Hell yeah. I do hope we get one eventually. I have to disagree with you on the animated movies. I think they did Dick dirty too. He's getting hurt every 5 seconds, loses against people who would destroy in the comics. All of his comic storylines, friends, and his skills are given to Damian. That's not true at all. I think you might be a little biased here. That was the most accurate Dick that I've seen outside of the comics, for me personally. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just want to say I like your reactions. Watching from Montreal. Oh, shout out to Canada. Wonder what you think of the old movie Hook, since the late 90s reaction show. I really like Hook. It's a really good movie. I assume we're talking about the Robin Williams Hook. Rufio, Robin Williams is Peter. I forget who actually played Hook, but he was great. This is a really cute freaking movie. I love that movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it, though. But also, I will forever have a little bit of a bias obviously towards Robin Williams, because I love him as an actor. And, but since, with Dante Bosco being Zuko and stuff like that, that's an added love that I had. Dustin Hoffman, thank you. The name was escaping me. Yeah, I love it. What's up, Michaela? How do I feel about Leia and Nate becoming a couple? I like Jay, but I can definitely see a longer-lasting relationship with Nate. Yeah, I see that too, and I think that may have been the bait and switch, the setup from the beginning. I don't know. Like, I was feeling the vibe in the scene. I was feeling the chemistry. They had so little interaction up to that point, it was just not in my head until it happened. And I'm fine with that, but I do like Jay a lot. So I don't know, I'm very conflicted. I don't know where I would like her to land, but like her and Nate do have this connection. So yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Fine, I won't stab you with my picture. Fire Emblem can be niche, no offense taken. It's like chess with a storyline for me. That was exciting for Who Universe. I know, I can't wait. Chess with a shit ton of waifus and war. Who would you fan cast as Shadow in Sonic 3 movie? I think Hayden Christensen would kind of be perfect. I'm trying to hear that. Oh my god, if you fucking had Shadow just be like, you underestimate my power. I would lose it. Oh man, just insert any quote of Hayden Christensen's from episode 3. I will probably die with a smile on my face. I thought about this not too long ago. I don't remember who I said. I'm trying to hear it in my head. Keanu, I don't know about that for me. I'm blanking. I don't know. That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'll have to come back to that and put some thought into it. I like Ben Affleck's stunt double and fight choreographer. I just don't like him as the Bat. I think he's great. He's also a phenomenal Bruce Wayne. He's the best Bruce Wayne I think we've got. I'll say that. I'll stand by that. I'll die on that hill. Just the stuff that he does as Bruce Wayne in BVS was some of the best parts of BVS. Like the underground stuff, the detectiving that he did in it, the stuff he's actually doing himself. No other Batman's done that yet. And it's so irritating that it was in that, like, this movie that just had all these problems. But yeah. I thought he was great. I think his Bruce Wayne is easily my favorite Bruce Wayne as well. They did Killer Croc on the Batman too. I think they could fit Kirk Langstrom and Man-Bat. Maybe, but that feels like that's kind of getting out of what Matt Reeves wants to do. Barbecue Bacon Burger. Is that a reference? How would a Zelda series even work? Would it take place with a new character in and out of the myth, or would it be a pre-existing one? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if they would adapt one of the games or do what the games do and just do a new segment in the timeline with a new reincarnation of Link. I don't know. What's your favorite Robin Williams movie? I recently watched Hook with my son. I think that's top spot for me right now. I have a strong bias towards Miss Doubtfire. I love that movie. What Dreams May Come is also a really good movie, but I can't watch it too often because it is depressing as fuck. And then of course there's Jumanji. I really like Jumanji, but equally so, it always leaves me with a little depressed at the end. So yeah, yeah, I gotta go. I think I'm gonna go with Miss Doubtfire. Still not over it. Also, Invisible Season 2 is 20 episodes. It looked like they upgraded the animation quality. Yeah, they definitely. I don't know if I consider it an upgrade or not yet. I definitely think they took an easier animation route by going full CG. But we'll have to wait and see. As long as the action sequences are still epic as fuck, I don't really care. Any Stranger 5's predictions, things you want to happen. Will Will Byers finally be a happy season? Probably not. Probably not. I honestly think Will's going to die. 2 things. 3 things. Either Will dies, Mike dies, or 11 dies. One of those 3 are going to die. I feel it in my bones. Aside from that, that's not like what I want to happen, but those are predictions. I'll leave those as predictions. But things I expect to happen is, or think will happen, is Max's consciousness fighting inside of Vecna. Like her body being comatose and alive gives her a vessel to return to once he's destroyed. And I think she's going to be the key to getting into his head and taking him down. But yeah, aside from that, I think all things are kind of on the table. Which you prefer, Boys or Invincible? I'm going to go with Invincible, actually. Do you have a guilty pleasure movie that you're a little ashamed to admit? High School Musical 1, 2, and 3. I'm not really ashamed to admit it anymore. I just kind of roll with it at this point. Yeah, I think those. I can't think of anything that I would put above that. The Boys is one of the best ongoing superhero shows. Just waiting for a Gen V release date. Yeah. Rufio! I've seen the trailer for Willem Dafoe's Inside. I think it's going to be a sleeper hit. Looks nuts. I haven't heard anything about it. That's completely went under my radar. Hook is so good. Oh snap, I didn't realize you mentioned Hook. Now I look like an idiot in my comment. Wait, what? I'm so confused. That's the most accurate dick I've seen outside the comics was the actual quote. crashing. Don't misquote me, man. There you go. You fixed it. I kind of hope that they make that 2000s show. I want to see how accurate the early 2000s, since I grew up in that area. We'll have to wait another 10, 15 years before they'll do that, though, I think. We didn't deserve Robin Williams. I think that is an accurate statement. Take care, Sean. Thanks for hanging out. Hear me out. Henry Cavill as Kratos. He has the build. Just give him a beard. I don't know. Maybe. I want Keanu to play Shadow. Yeah, I think I read that off to the side. Okay, maybe I'm still pissed the Dick lost so easily and fast against Slade and the Talons. So, though I'm not completely wrong about the things given to Damien. I mean, if you're talking about like the Titans and stuff, I mean, as far as like skills and stuff or character development or whatever, not really. But yeah, they did mix up the Titan stuff. Oh yeah, a lot of his Titans are now Damien. So how? See, that was kind of weird, mostly with the Raven thing. And Wally. Wally wasn't in there. What am I thinking of? No, but anyway. Because they did it weird because both him and Starfire are veteran Titans. And Raven, though, is a child. So they just mix things a lot up in that. The thing I'm talking about is the characterization specifically of Dick, not the events surrounding him. Let's see, legacy or whatever it's gonna be. I mean, that just makes sense. I mean, that's those are story lines. I'm talking about the characterization of Dick. If that makes sense. Isn't Jason Momoa playing Shadow in Sonic 3? I don't think that's confirmed. And I don't know if I can vibe with that and just hearing it in my head. Someone put out dialogue from John Wick over pictures of Shadow so I could see it. Oh, when you put it like that, I think I might be actually side with you on that now. I don't know about the Sonic 3 movie, but I keep imagining Roy Kent as a British Shadow. Maybe? Whoever does voice of Kratos should be Shadow. I think that's a little too deep and gruff. You gotta be, I think you need to be somewhere between Shadow or Idris Elba's Shadow. Idris Elba's Knuckles in Sonic. I think Knuckles is, if you go where Idris Elba is right there and then just bring it down like an octave maybe. I think we need to find somebody in that range. Which kid do you think matches the original cast? For example, I think Leia is definitely the new Eric, and Gwen seems a lot like Hyde to me. Yeah, I feel you there. Nate is 1000% Kelso, even though he's not a Kelso. Nate is Kelso. Jay is, he's so pulled in two different directions because he is Kelso and Jackie's son. I can't fit him into a singular character's role. Ozzy's clearly our Fez vehicle. But I agree with you on all the rest of that. Nikki is our Jackie, but she's also our Donna. I don't know. They're weird. But also, Leia is also a little bit of both. They're a weird group. It's hard to, like, you can't, other than Gwen and Nate, I don't think you can easily slide anybody else into the old cast that well. What's up, Tharuka? Make a new version of the CGI Link. I am doing well, thank you. Hope you are also. I am good. Oh man, that's traumatizing. What is the Justice League movie you want to see? Mine would be a Brainiac or Darkseid takes control of the whole JL except for Batman and Green Arrow. The two non-powered people along with the Bat family takes on the Justice League. I just want a good team up of them busting some ass. Brainiac would be fun. Starro would have been fun. Or the why am I blanking on their names? Devastators, I think. I think that's it. Something like that. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Their invasion could be fun. I don't want to do Brainiac or Darkseid right out of the gate, though, now that I'm thinking about it. But I don't want the next Justice League movie just to be infighting within the Justice League. I think that needs to be down the line. I can't watch What Dreams May Come now that Robin Williams is dead. I am right there with you. While he was alive, it was hard to watch. Have I seen the Netflix show Dark? I'm currently watching 11 so. That's one of the next shows I plan on covering. Right now, I'm planning on doing that after I finish these next 2 episodes of Umbrella Academy. I'm with you. I really like Ben Affleck as Batman and Bruce Wayne. Would have liked to see him play the role in more movies. Agreed. And with somebody else writing for the story. I think the character was written well, but the things happening around the character were kind of what I had issues with. It's almost 5 a.m. here, and I just came to say hi. Well, thanks for stopping in. Any wrestling fans here? I mean, I don't know about anybody else in the chat, but I've not been a wrestling guy for many a year, since I was a little tyke. Will probably won't have a happy ending. I don't think they will. I feel like Dustin might die in Stranger. I think him and Steve are safe. I hope. My Stranger Things season 5 prediction is that Will do something. I think he will finally do something. I think you're right. I agree. I think 11 will sacrifice herself for the greater good. Max has to wake up because of their paying Sadie $7 million for this final season. Right? I hope it's Mike if it's one of them. Fair. Robin Williams as Teddy Roosevelt was top tier. Not wrong. Steven's definitely going to die. He's a fan favorite, so they never would have done it before. But since season 5, and it's the last one, I don't see him surviving. You're not wrong. Oh, Chipmunks. I mean, I like the Chipmunks movies. I like the music more than I like the movies. And just because it tickles my nostalgia from the cartoon growing up. The movies are okay. I do like them. The first 2, at least. After that, not so much. But I guess, I don't know. Is that more embarrassing than High School Musical? Maybe, probably. So we can go with that. I think 11 will die, but she will transfer her powers to Will. Ooh, that would be interesting. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Omni. Gotta go. It's already midday Sunday here. Hope to catch your stream next week. Well, have fun and have a happy rest of your Sunday. Invincible over boys easily. I like the Invincible characters in action more. I agree with you there. I just also think it's more well-rounded. Have I seen the trailer for Knock at the Cabin with Dave Bautista? I have not. I've seen a little bit of it, and then I stopped watching it because maybe I should react to this, and then I just never went back to it because I had a bunch of shit going on that day, and then I think I just completely forgot about it after that. I like the boys better than Invincible, maybe because it's live action. That's fair. Want to see Knock at the Cabin next week? Looks like it's gonna be an insane ride. Oh, it comes out next week? Cool. I don't know if it's a rumor or not. Is Invincible live action movie coming? Yes, it is confirmed, I believe, that a live action movie is coming. All right, I'm actually gone. Take care, man. Never be ashamed to love High School Musical. They're great. High School Musical 2 is still my favorite. Grant Morrison created Damien, and he had the good sense to kill him off when he was done with the story. We all love Dick. We just want Dick to be treated with the respect Dick deserves. That is a lovely sentence. Knock on the Cabin looks very interesting. Good to see Rupert Grint in there. Oh, I didn't know he was in there. That's gonna be fun. Imagine Kratos yelling about Chaos Emeralds. Boy. Chaos Control. That's funny. To me, Star-Lord is basically Iron Man, but funnier. They are very similar characters. Or make Tom Holland Kratos. God. I have asked this earlier many times, so I'm going to ask it again. Will I react to Lost, one of my favorite TV shows of all time? Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I know how it ends, though, sadly, because it's just one of those things I've heard over the years. So is it still worth the journey despite knowing the ending? Don't know. Lonwave just finished Lost. Will I react to Reacher Season 1 before Season 2 comes out? It's only 8 episodes. I want to. I really do want to, because I really like Alan Richardson, so I do want to watch it. I just got to find some time. So if I can watch it before Season 2 comes out, I could try. Shouldn't be too difficult. I actually think that they should just get Christopher Judge to play Kratos if they do live action. He's a main in SG1, by the way, if that helps selling you on the show. Yeah, I would not be opposed to him playing Kratos and actually have the voice playing the man. Stranger Things spinoff, what I wanted to see. For me, I would love to see a prequel of Hopper's start as a cop or a Creel Family limited series. I don't know. I'm not that interested in like a prequel for Hopper. Because that's what would be going on. I mean, it would pretty much just be a drama because like there wouldn't be any supernatural stuff happening. So I don't have too much of a hook for that. The Creel stuff could be interesting, but we kind of got that story now. I would like some stuff to expand on Brenner's experiments. Like, maybe like a story or a spinoff about the founding of his project. Or, hell, maybe even a spinoff about Number 8, her gang. But I don't know. I don't think anybody else would give a shit about that. Or maybe now that the Upside Down, maybe if they tame it, save the world from it or whatever, we get a spinoff of like some people exploring it and something dedicated purely about learning about it and how it works. Old school wrestling fan, but I'll be watching Royal Rumble tonight. Rumors The Rock might return. Interesting. So Royal Rumble 2023 starts in about an hour and a half. Yeah, I definitely won't be watching it. Omni's nearly caught up. Yeah, I'm caught up. Oh, that's me. I like Damien. I love his relationship with Dick. I really like Damien. Like, I wasn't sure at first, but I really do like Damien. Dick is still my favorite Robin character, Bat family member that's not Batman. But Damien is second place for me. Above Tim, above Jason even. I really like Damien. And I do. I like that bond. I like the dynamic between him and Bruce. I like the dynamic between him and Dick. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I agree. Remember Hopper talking about his past and how those chemicals they were exposed to affected them when they were children. That's why his daughter eventually got sick. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it would just be a story that's happened in real life. It'd basically be like chemical, I don't know, Chernobyl, kind of, in a way. Day 1, Stranger Things Season 5, Writer's Room. Okay, how do we make Will relevant? Let's go. Brainstorm! I read that in reverse. Dyslexia. Thanks for reading my comments. Enjoy the live stream. Good night. Have a good night as well. And thank you for being here. What they could do is merge Brenner's past with Firestarter. And that's how they test the drug on college students and all their children develop powers. The problem with that is, well, no. I mean, yeah, that could work. I was already thinking about, when I was watching the new Firestarter, it reminded me how much Stranger Things shared a lot of similarities with that. But then again, they openly have taken a lot from Stephen King's works throughout. So the whole Brenner thing was very Firestarter. So that's not a bad comparison there. I'm busy, but I wanted to ask you during a stream during the Super Bowl, a trailer watch and a discussion. I have one guest so far. Do you want to be a guest? I will probably be too busy covering whatever comes out of that myself, unfortunately. But I hope it goes well, man. Hope it goes well. Have a good night, Omni. Well, thank you. Hope you have a good night too, Michaela. Thank you for stopping in. And thanks for that 90 show questions, for sure. I think Cody Rhodes will be when... I don't even know who that is. I'll take a Dustin Steve adventure show. Yes! Let's do that. If we could get like an X-Files, like paranormal investigation show with whoever survives this, like it cannot even be the Upside Down. Just like if they, because of all this stuff, they start investigating other paranormal events that occur. And you could kind of have like a Fringe or X-Files-esque adventure show with those two. Or somebody. It could be Steve and Robin or somebody. I don't know. I think that would be really fun. Let's see. Well, comments are slow to populate over here, and I'm going to wrap up because I'm 30 minutes over. I got dinner and some errands to run, so We're gonna have to get going. I'll just read off of the live chat over here real quick to catch up. Let's see. We got Ragu just watched tonight. Didn't comment as I'm boozing and tipsy, so the spelling errors would have been very bad. Have a good night, Omni. Hope you had fun. Thanks for tuning in. Even if you didn't chat too much, you were here, and I appreciate that. Thanks for the honest answer. I'll be sure to watch your reactions after the stream. Hell yeah. No worries, man. Just imagine Dustin and Steve as BuzzFeed Unsolved. Yes, that's what I was kind of thinking about Ryan and, if it was freaking Ryan and Shane, but it's Steve and Dustin, that would be hilarious. I think a sort of what if type show would be fun. Like, what if Steve was the one dragged in the Upside Down instead of Barb? That could be interesting, but I feel like maybe that'd be more of an animated thing to do, which could be fun. I doubt that they could keep the actors around for something like that. To do a spinoff with Dustin and Steve, I swear all I'll think of is The Lone Gunman. Fair enough. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for all the questions and the fun little topics. Hopefully, I'll just see you guys next weekend. So everybody have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you then. Take care, everybody.